Hi there everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Performance Centre here at Howley Hall Golf Club in Leeds. As you can see, we've got some new golf clubs from Cleveland to have a bit of a chat about, but before we get into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. See loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. Right, let's take a look at these. So having had quite a lot of product from Srixon over the past few months that we've done reviews of, part of the same company is Cleveland. So we did some wedges a few weeks ago and now we've got the new Halo XL full face irons to have a bit of a look at. As you can see, they're a bit more of a hybrid type design, but we're going to talk a little bit about some of the technology in these clubs. So whilst they're not going to be for everyone, they're definitely aimed at that player who maybe wants a bit more forgiveness, wants to be able to get the ball in the air a little bit easier, and we'll see how they perform when we get out on the golf course in a little while. But if we talk about some of the technology, so when we were looking at the Srixon ZX woods particularly, so the drivers and fairways, we saw this mainframe technology, and this is used in these irons. So basically this is a variable face thickness technology using AI to design certain spots around the face where we as golfers tend to miss the middle. So for instance, low in the heel, high in the toe, these are shots that we all hit badly from time to time. And the thickness in the face here changes in those areas to make sure that we get kind of comparable ball speed to a centered strike. So it's really going to help you get away with some of those bad ones. As we can see, this model has full face grooves. So not only is this now available in some of the wedges, but we also have a set of hybrid irons with that technology in there as well. What's that going to do? Again, it's going to allow you to miss the middle of the face a little bit more often and still get the kind of spin and the launch conditions we would expect out of a more centered strike. Now, this face has this Hydra Zip kind of, not coating, but almost kind of milling effect on there as well, which Cleveland say basically is going to help you in wet or dry conditions to maintain the amount of spin that we get off the face. You can see the lower two grooves here as well are coloured in white, which is again helping to align the face slightly better. So everything about the way that this golf club is put together is helping us hit it out the middle more and also align ourselves to the target a little bit more. So those two bottom grooves are really helping us do that. As you can see, these irons have a really extra large head design. So again, everything about that is helping us to kind of get away with those off-center hits and also get a lot of mass lower and behind the golf ball. You can see in that kind of profile position how the sort of weight is very much concentrated lower and under the ball. So if you're that type of player who can't get the ball in the air, these could be the answer to all of your prayers. We've also got 3 very different sole transitions throughout the set. So in the longer club, so I've got a 5 here, you can see we've got these rails and particularly that center one goes a little bit longer. This is helping with that turf interaction and also getting more weight lower in the head. Then when we move into a mid iron, we see that that middle rail particularly is a little bit shorter. Because of the way that we attack irons like this, we're a little bit steeper with these as we get into the 7 iron. And then when we get into the 9, we can see those rails disappear a little bit. So in your kind of scoring clubs. And this is a way of kind of getting each of the heads to interact with the turf properly to make sure that we get golf shots which come out with some uniformity when we're out there as well. So similar heights, flights, spins and launches, etc. The other technology which I find quite interesting is this Action Mass CB technology, which is a little weight that's put in the top of the golf club there to help counterbalance it and kind of add to the feel of these golf clubs as well. So because of the, the kind of head size and design and kind of geometry of it really, adding that little bit of weight up there is just going to help the player to kind of feel the head a little bit more and kind of help with that swing weighting of the golf club a little bit too. So we're now going to get out on the golf course. We're going to play a few holes with these clubs. I'm basically just going to switch my irons out, put these in there instead and see exactly how they perform. So we're out here on the golf course at Howley, one of the shorter par 4s here. So this is the 12th, into the breeze a little bit. I'm just going to hit a couple of irons up towards the little lake we've got on the corner there. I've just got 7 iron here. It's about 200 yards into the breeze to that lake, so I shouldn't get there. I'm going to hit a couple of shots and see exactly what it feels like out here. Super high flight, but it feels really good off the face. Really nice and straight as well. Yeah, that's pretty good distance-wise. Take that. Let's hit one more. You know, I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but it launched ridiculously high, which is what you would expect from a club like this. I mean, it's designed to do that, but it's a really nice, high, straight flight. So let's hit one more. Yeah, more of the same really, just down the right-hand side of the fairway, but again, good hit, really nice height on the ball flight, and felt really good off the face too. Right, so we're going to see how these irons do the job that they're designed for in terms of getting the ball in the air quickly. You can see we've got quite a lot of trees to go over. We've got to carry this ball a decent distance. It's 170 to the flag. Obviously got to sort of miss these trees in front of me and carry quite a few trees to get to the green. So let's see whether this iron is up to the task. So I've got the 7 iron here. Let's see exactly how it goes. Well, easily got up and over. Where are we? Just on the left-hand side of the green, I think. So we're really now going to put these irons to the test. So the Halo XL Fullface, we are going to hit them. I'm going to play this par 5, basically using nothing but these irons. So I've got 5, 7 and 9 in this hybrid set. So we're going to tee off with the 5 and see if we can make a par. It's a good start. We're on the fairway. Come on. So our tee shot here on 13 has ended up pretty much splitting the fairway straight down the middle. We're short of all the bunkers, so we've got a pretty long shot now to get up there. We've got a ditch running across the fairway, so I'm just going to hit the 9 iron. It's about 170 to that ditch, so I shouldn't get there with this, and hopefully leave ourselves another kind of 3/4 9 iron in. So see if we can get down the end of the fairway. Yeah, again, really nice high flight. Hopefully nowhere near that ditch. No, we're way back. Really, really good. So, yeah, planned that out quite nicely and left ourselves a little shot in. So we've hit 5 iron, 9 iron, and we've now got a shot of 135 yards to that flag at the back. So I've got 9 iron again. I don't think it's going to be a full one because, yeah, we've just hit that 9 iron there. It's probably gone about 150, 160. So just a nice smooth one into the green here. Hopefully set us up for a birdie putt. Should be on there, just on the back of the green. Yep, it's good. Right, let's get up there, see if we can make a birdie. So this hole is 500 yards, give or take a couple of yards. We've hit 5 iron, 9 iron, and kind of a 3/4 9 iron. To this position here, we're on the green. We've got a putt of about 25 feet for our birdie, but would be absolutely delighted with a par, to be honest. So let's see if we can make one. Go a little bit, oh, bang on line, but a little bit short, but it should be a pretty safe putt for our 5. So that shows you a couple of things. Not only are the Halo XL Fullface hybrid irons very good in terms of distance, they're easy to get in the air. We've shown you some shots where we're hitting it over the trees as well. But it also shows you that maybe you don't need to be hitting driver all the time on some of these holes. Like I say, I've hit that 5 iron probably about 200 yards, which is probably the average that most people hit a driver. But then I've hit a 9 iron that's probably gone 150 and then had another 9 iron into the green. So you don't always have to go for these shots. You can often get yourself in a lot of trouble. But we've made a nice easy 5 on what could be quite a difficult par 5 hole there. So we've now a chance to come out here on the golf course, play quite a few holes with the Halo XL Fullface irons. So like I said before in the video, I've had a 5, a 7 and 9 iron. So the 3 different sole designs that we've got in here. And to be honest, I've been very, very impressed. The sound is actually very good and sort of sounds quite a lot like maybe a more solid or forged iron that you would use. So it certainly didn't sound as hollow and tinny and horrible as I was expecting it to be honest, because I've tried some irons like this in the past from other companies and they've just sounded terrible. This one sounds really, really good. You don't really notice that extra mass on the back of it when it's sat behind the ball. The interaction through the turf I think has been very, very good too. And I've played some really nice shots with it. Is it an iron that I'd put in the bag and use myself? No, not really, because I don't think it offers quite the workability and the kind of flexibility I want from a set of irons. But I think, you know, you shouldn't really turn your nose up at irons like this. I think there's a lot of you out there that are potentially lower handicappers, mid handicappers that maybe wouldn't even give these the time of day, and probably should do, because the results I've seen out here on the golf course, they're an extremely good iron. They're easy to get in the air, they're very forgiving, the flight stays pretty straight when you hit them as well. So if you're that type of player who does need that help getting them airborne, maybe wants a bit more distance, these could be the ones for you. But let's go inside, let's hit a few on the Trackman and see exactly how my 7-iron stacks up against the 7-iron in this set. So now that we've had a chance to hit these out on the golf course, I thought it'd be good to come in here, hit some shots on the Trackman and just see the differences between kind of where these are going versus my own golf club. So I've just picked the 7-iron from the Halo XL Fullface and also my own. Okay, now there is a bit of a difference in the loft. So in the Halo model, it's 29 degrees, the 7-iron, and mine's 34. So there's 5-degree difference there. Now, we would expect, obviously, the Cleveland one to go further just purely because of the loft, but there are reasons why the loft is stronger, and it's not just distance. It's because there's so much weight low in the head that if that loft wasn't taken off, the ball would go straight up in the air and probably wouldn't go very far. So we would expect, like I say, them to go further, and certainly that's what we're seeing when we hit it on the Trackman. So from sort of one 7-iron versus another 7-iron, if you like, we can see the ball speed on the Cleveland one is significantly higher. So we've got sort of 5 miles an hour, really more ball speed off the face. In terms of the spin, it's much lower, but the height is much higher. So we would expect that kind of hybrid sort of design to launch the ball higher and sort of the peak height to be much higher. Certainly if we look at the dynamic loft, so that's the loft I'm kind of delivering at impact, we can see that it's pretty much the same between the two clubs, but the height that the ball is getting to, 108 feet with the Cleveland versus 98 feet with my own, so a little bit more height on there, 10 feet in terms of the ball flight. Certainly from the testing I've done here, the spin rate coming down as low as it has, you know, that is very much on the low side for a 7-iron, and not going to be for everyone out there. If you already struggle in terms of getting the ball to sort of spin and stop on a green, these aren't necessarily going to make that any easier for you. But if you're that player, and I teach a lot of them that have a massively out to in path, get tons of spin, the ball just goes, you know, 100 feet in the air, but only goes about 100 yards out onto the range there, this iron could help control that, and you might gain some distance and maybe actually get a bit more control of the ball flight as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. It's been great to test this type of golf club. It's not one that I'm kind of that familiar with or get to use very often, but certainly it was good to see how it compares to the irons I would normally game out there on the golf course. Hopefully you've enjoyed that review. Let us know what you think of these irons. Do you have models that are more hybrid in their kind of construction at the moment, and that you found that they really, really help your game? Let us know in the comment section. We'll do our best to answer as many as we can, and keep watching all of our content here on the Golfshake YouTube channel to help you play more and play better. See you next time.